Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
ISIS is going to bomb like the Mall of America, or they could just come into your neighborhood and bomb everything.
The state of Minnesota is ranked again near the top in yet another category. The state has the second most people charged with trying to help ISIS in the country.
And all the charges and convictions have come down in just the past 2 years, all from people leaving the Twin Cities. Authorities say it's a major hotbed for ISIS recruiting, and social media is making it extremely difficult to battle. Valley News Team's Bradford Eric explores this Minnesota ISIS connection.
New York was first with 13. Minnesota, second with 10, all from the Twin Cities. The ages of these individuals, people who succumbed to the social media call for jihad, range from just 18 to 21. They're all charged with trying to leave the country to aid the Islamic State. And at least one person, a woman named Yusra Ismail, is believed to have successfully made it to the Middle East.
I have been spending a lot of my summers in the cities.
Melstrun, a student at NDSU from War Road, Minnesota, says it is a bit surprising to know that so many people are attempting to leave.
I mean, it's in the back of your mind because everybody talks about it, but I just don't think about it that much.
I don't know, try not to get too paranoid, I would say.
Susan Ochoa from Fargo says it's somewhat scary being so close to the Twin Cities, but she says this generation of youth is experiencing something unique.
I never really noticed until I was in political science that I'm from the generation that grew up with stuff like this happening all the time. So I feel like, I don't know, growing up with it, it's not as surprising, and I mean, that's unfortunate that it's not surprising, but...
The Muslims coming here, I don't think it's the wrong thing, but we're the U.S. and they need somewhere to go, and for us being the country of justice, that's something we should do.
Remember, the FBI has confirmed ongoing investigations in every state related to ISIS activities. Right now, there have been no arrests or convictions of people trying to leave North Dakota to fight for the Islamic State. Bradford Eric, Valley News Live.
According to the Washington Post, there have been 66 people charged nationwide with ISIS activities. And we have more information related to the identities of these people charged in Minnesota. Go to valleynewslive.com and then click on this story.
Another day with temperatures around the 30-degree mark. Keep hoping for a warm-up, especially since I'll be tailgating tomorrow morning. Hutch, can you help me and several thousand other Bison fans?
Just keep warm thoughts in your head because our morning temperatures are going to be pretty brisk, to say the least. And if you're heading out this evening, clear skies across the valley. Now look up to the north. We see a few flurries of snow drifting through southern portions of Canada. Would not be surprised if a few of our northern counties have some snow. We're talking near Langdon, Cavalier, Pembina, and on up through Roseau and Moore Road. Otherwise, we'll remain quiet this evening. Temperatures will slip into the teens before bedtime. Just enough wind to have wind chills down in the lower teens. So it's going to be chilly tonight. Tomorrow morning when you head out to get started with the tailgating, it looks mighty cold as well. There is warmer weather on the way. I'll tell you when. And for holiday travelers, we'll have an update to your forecast as well. Some snow to keep in mind.
Team will be huddling up and so will the fans before the game.
Yep. Keep it warm.
All right. Thanks. Yes. One person was injured in a high-speed chase in central North Dakota this afternoon. NewsDakota.com is reporting that an ambulance was stolen in Minot and driven toward Carrington at speeds up to 90 miles an hour. The North Dakota Highway Patrol laid down stop spikes south of Carrington. The driver of the stolen ambulance swerved to miss the spikes and hit a northbound vehicle head-on. Now, the driver of the ambulance fled on foot, was later captured. The other driver had to be cut out of the SUV and was rushed to the Carrington Health Center. The extent of the injuries are unknown at this time. We have new information on an armed robbery that happened in South Fargo. Police have released surveillance photos of the robber. Police are looking for a white male. He stands about 5 feet 10 inches tall. He was wearing blue jeans, a striped sweatshirt, and a fabric skull mask. Police posted the pictures on their Facebook page and say that the suspect is considered to be armed and dangerous and should not be approached. Now, the robber got away with money and merchandise from the Phillips Travel Center Wednesday. An employee was closing the store when the man entered the store and demanded money. Anyone with information is asked to contact Fargo Police.
It's Friday, time to get a look at this week's Valley's Most Wanted. Police say Timothy Wright is wanted for failing Cass County's 24/7 sobriety program. That's a felony. We have his picture on your screen right now. Call law enforcement if you have any information on Wright.
A Horace man remains at a Twin Cities hospital tonight after being injured in an explosion. Cass County investigators say the blast yesterday afternoon was from an illegal firework. 58-year-old Stephen Green suffered a serious injury to his right hand when something similar to an M80 blew up. There's no word tonight on his condition.
Earlier this week, we reported on the low prices at the pump, and following that trend is oil prices. The Wall Street Journal is reporting that U.S. oil prices have fallen below $40 a barrel several times yesterday. They say it's due to stockpiles continuing to push crude lower. The article says more pressure will be put on Saudi Arabia to reach a compromise and slow production. However, it adds that analysts believe Saudi Arabia is not going to stop its efforts.
About 12% of the homeless population, veterans, according to the National Coalition of Homeless Veterans. Minnesota is working to end homelessness for veterans in their state by the end of the year.
The Minnesota Department of Veterans Affairs created a Minnesota Homeless Veteran Registry earlier this year to help reach that goal. And just weeks ago, the state offered a $1,000 incentive for landlords renting to homeless veterans. Valley News Team's Ashley Bishop talked with the Minnesota vet about struggles he faces while homeless.
I don't know. There is a lot of homeless veterans, I think, and I'm not sure why.
Tate Tracy served during Operation Iraqi Freedom and now finds himself homeless.
Maybe it seems like a lot of the focus is on refugees and people, foreigners coming from overseas, which is all good because America welcomes everybody, but at the same time, I think the American-born citizens and the people that are serving overseas are kind of, falling behind. And
Tracy says he is glad to see Minnesota stepping up to try to end homelessness. Dallas Jorgensen volunteers and tries to help homeless veterans. He says it's great that Minnesota is trying to end homelessness, but it is sad that they have to bribe landlords to take in those who served.
It is very sad that the government had to step in and say, property managers, we're going to give you a bonus. Not everyone's heart is the same as mine, and that's their beliefs, that's their, views. And for me, it's sad, but it had to be done.
Tracy says although it is hard being homeless, he plans to keep going.
we live in an imperfect world, so all you can do is keep trying,
In Fargo, Ashley Bishop, Valley News Live.
The Gladys Ray Shelter in Fargo says they see about 10 homeless veterans a day take part in their veteran drop-in center.
Minnesota's safe harbor law went into effect last year in an effort to stop sex trafficking. And earlier this week, the law's first year evaluation overview was released. The safe harbor law aims to ensure that minors sold for sex trafficking are treated as victims instead of delinquents. It also makes sure that they are given assistance through a number of services statewide. The year review shows minors ranging from 9 to 17 years old receive services through the program. Laura Sutherland, the regional navigator for the Safe Harbor program, says one of the most prominent ways sex trafficking and exploitation occurs is through the internet. She says it's important for parents to monitor their kids' social media sites and to look out for websites such as Craigslist or Backpage.com.
We've all seen images of victims of war and natural disasters around the world. Now there's a way you can help. Lend a helping hand right from your own home, and it costs you nothing but your time. UND's Geography Department has been showing people how to take part in a U.S. State Department project called MapGive. Volunteers use their computers, look at satellite photos, and trace roads and buildings. Many underdeveloped countries simply don't have detailed maps, letting relief agencies quickly plan how to get planes, people, and supplies to remote locations.
Not all of us can jump on a plane and go to Sri Lanka or Nepal and actually, provide direct help, but at least we can do something. I mean, even a small thing can help.
If you want to take part in this project or learn more about it, we have a link on valleynewslive.com. Just click on this story.
It's a way to get your shopping done and help local charities. West Acres Mall is where you're going to want to be this weekend. Details later on Valley News Live at 6.
This morning was a chilly start to our Friday. It looks like our weekend kicks off the same way, but warmer weather is on the way. I'll have details about all of it coming up right after this.